So, am I standing in the exact space where a vial of Christ's blood once existed in a period in our time less than 1,000 years ago?
Yeah.
That's the question on my mind right now. Finally, I've made my step more pretty. Well, greetings and salutations. This is Rick. I hope you're having a great day. In today's video, we're doing a thing. Well, I'll be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure what we're doing today. I've driven out here to a little farm shop called, I think it's Hayles Farm, and it's in the Cotswolds. Delightful looking little place. I'm just waiting for my friend Alex to arrive, and he just messaged me and said there's a 15-minute delay. But he's actually just doing a funeral at the moment, and then he's going to come straight here, and the crematorium is only about a 20-minute drive. So I'm just going to wait around, but I'll give you a little sneak preview. It's basically a farm shop and a tea room. Oh, you can't see anything. There's essentially a farm shop and a tea room, and it's a pick your own place, and then there's a little abbey just down the road, literally a 1-minute drive down the road. And so we may have a look at the Abbey as well, and that's a National Trust place. But originally we were going to go camping, but Alex's work got in the way, and he can't do the camp thing. But we decided we'd have an afternoon somewhere in the Cotswolds, so we've ended up here, and it's all very nice. The weather's nice and sunny as well, so that's really good. In fact, I can open the door. Look. You can see straight away it's just a very, very rural place, very nice. Cotswold stone buildings. Got little cars coming and going as we speak. But yeah, anyway, I'll get back to you if anything interesting happens. Arriving in style.
Well, one tries.
Good morning, Vicar. How are we doing? Mind your head.
Yes. I've just done the Lord's work, and yeah.
You still got your dog collar on.
Oh, right.
I'd leave that on, that would be more interesting. It makes for a more interesting coffee.
Fair enough.
So have you not been here before?
Not to this bit.
Right.
I've been to Hailes Abbey and to church.
Okay.
It's not a church I don't know, you know. But no, I've not been here, so
okay. Well,
exciting.
It's just a little cafe and a farm shop, but we'll have a look around and maybe have a look at the Abbey a bit later on the way back.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay, let's do this. Well, this is rather pleasant. I've got this really nice cappuccino. I'm not supposed to be having milk, but I'm making a little exception. It's really strange sitting opposite Alex with his dog collar on.
You told me to keep it on.
Well, I've never actually seen you wearing a dog collar before. So it's like, it's...
I bought it from a charity shop, you know. So
yeah, it's a big fraud, really. But it's really quite nice here. If you look around, lovely view going on behind me, and then if you look around here, got just greenery everywhere. It's called the Orchard Kitchen, and they make a really, really nice cup of coffee. This is one of the best coffees I've had in a long time. I can't make this at home.
Well, it's got that nutty, chocolatey flavour to the coffee, hasn't it? That I can't place. There must be some sort of technical term for it.
They obviously know what they're doing when they're choosing their beans and things.
Yeah.
So that's rather nice. So we just sat here putting the world to rights and you know, talking about life, the universe and everything. Alex, what's your message to the world? Put you on the spot.
Having just done a service literally an hour ago, I messaged out.
Good answer.
Well, greetings and salutations. I would just like to say welcome to this video. Rick and I are out and about. We've just had a lovely coffee. Rick's just popped to the smallest room of the Orchard Kitchen where we are. And the coffee was, well, what can I say? I've only got one hand, so I have to do this one-handed. Cut.
Yeah. Well, at least the petrol strimmer has stopped making all that noise.
Yes.
But look, I think this place is a pick your own, although nothing's in season at the moment. But we're just curious. So how's that for just a rural farm scene? That's just lovely. It's so peaceful here. You've got a freshly ploughed field. You've got, looks like some sort of orchard going off in lines up the end there. And it's just so Cotswoldy. It's just got a really nice vibe to this place. Got all buds on the trees, all looking good. These look similar to the apple trees in Damon's Field. Very similar sort of buds on them. Wouldn't surprise me if it is an orchard farm. We don't know. Us townies, we're not wise in these ways. But I think we're talking now about heading off to the Abbey, which is literally like a 30-second drive down the road there. But this is the farm shop car park, so they're two separate entities, so we can't stay in the car park. So, but yes, so nothing spectacularly interesting happening, but it's just so nice to get out, you know, and just, I don't do this very often, but I think we should do this more often, don't you?
Well, we say that every time we come out. We say we should do it more often, don't we?
And to be honest, we
are.
We were like last week. We were doing a thing. I can't remember. My brain's not working.
With the midweek camp.
Yes, we were. Where were we?
Western, or just above Western.
That's right.
Wasn't it?
Yes, it's all coming back to me. Yeah.
There's a song about that. Right, I'm going to get in my car.
Okay, I'll see you down at the car park.
Yes.
Right. See you in a minute. Right then. Let's drive down this little tiny Cotswoldy road. Single track. The revs in front. Thank you very much. This is really rather pleasant. I am enjoying this, even though it's so simple. Beautiful little smattering of like bluebells and other little flowers everywhere under the trees. Oh yeah, there's a campsite here as well. It belongs to the farm. Right then, so we are
Doing the same video.
we're doing the same video again. So
We're going to stop that.
museum shots, it's a whole museum and everything. What's on today? Okay, so this is the Abbey, and I think we have to show our pass.
Hello, how are you doing?
I noticed how respectfully that man spoke to you.
Well, is it my jumper?
Yeah, it must be your jumper.
Is it my
yes.
cable-knit jumper?
That's what it was. This is, I guess, an artist's impression of what it used to look like, because back in the day they didn't have drones to take pictures like this, so this is going to be somebody's guesswork, but hopefully reasonably accurate. Welcome to Hailes Abbey, a former Cistercian abbey in the small village of Hayles, 2 miles northeast of Winchcombe, Gloucestershire, England. It was founded in 1246 as a daughter establishment of Beaulieu Abbey. Little remains of the abbey. It's a Grade 1 listed building and a scheduled monument. The site is owned by the National Trust but managed by English Heritage. There is a museum on the site holding many artefacts from the abbey. There's very peaceful vibe here. I'd imagine back in the day, if you were a monk or somebody who would dwell in a place like this, I'd imagine it would be quite a pleasant place to be. This is lovely. I always get this vibe in the Cotswolds. This just slow down pace of life, this sense of just chilled outness, this sense of sort of English countryside quintessentialness. Listen to all those birds. This grass is really soft and springy to walk on as well. Oh, I feel like I'm doing a meditation video. Talking of which, I see the words tranquility and ritual. So these are the remains of the cloisters. Now the cloister was at the heart of monastic life, a quiet open space for study and contemplation. The most important abbey buildings were arranged around the cloisters. So according to this, to the monks, the cloister was an expression of their removal from the outside world. Entirely self-contained, it was also seen as a heavenly paradise. Well, being here, I can actually imagine that. This is very, very peaceful and quite enchanting in a way. Here the monks could tend the garden, meditate, study or write. That sounds like a really peaceful, relaxed life. Maybe I should become a monk. Books and manuscripts may have been stored in the cupboards to your right, to my right. Oh, cupboards. Okay. Just reading up on this. It's convinced me to become a monk.
I see. Well, he's missed the best bit. I was just saying all about the vial of Christ's blood that was kept here.
Really?
Oh yes.
Oh.
Rick needs to now stop and watch my video where I'll explain all about it.
Back in a moment. So, interesting stuff about a vial of the blood of Christ, supposedly held here. And Alex has just explained a few bits to me, but he's saying about you've got like this mound of grass here, which would be like there would have been an altar here, and then this mound further back, this is where the vial would have been stored. And apparently there were pilgrimages to this place. Pilgrims would come here and were charged a fee, and the pilgrims would only be allowed to sort of go this far, but then you got like the altar sort of space here, which only the higher priests could go on, and then you've got this kind of real sacred place here where the vial allegedly would have been, and pilgrims would have paid good money to actually come around and sort of filter past and kind of see it. So it was either the real deal, in which case I'm stood near a place where there was a vial of Christ's blood, or it was a form of capitalism doing its thing. But Alex also pointed out the way the grass is cut around here, apparently that was the shape of the building, and you can see some remains of the building there. So this would have probably been quite a very grand place. I don't know, but interesting stuff to think. I don't know what to think, to be honest. I don't have enough information, but there was a vial of Christ's blood here. Something to think about, isn't it? Don't know how long ago that was, or how true that was, but I could imagine if that was true, I can imagine there would have been like a constant flow of pilgrims coming to this place to witness and to see it. Let's have a look. The pilgrims to the holy blood. There we go. Look, we've actually got a thing here. The abbey possessed a precious relic believed to be the drops of Christ's blood. In 1270, Edmund, son of Richard, Earl of Cornwall, brought to Hailes Abbey a vial of the holy blood. This prized relic, placed in a silver and crystal flask, was received with great ceremony. The east end of the church was rebuilt with a splendid shrine surrounding by a chevet. or crown of 5 radiating chapels. That's probably what that shape is around there. The blood of Hayles attracted thousands of pilgrims from around the country. They came in hope of a miracle, to ask for forgiveness for their sins, or out of curiosity. The illustration right shows pilgrims waiting their turn to be admitted to the shrine. For over 250 years, the money and offerings they brought helped to finance the abbey. Convenient that, good income for the abbey. This is so peaceful. I could sit here all day long. I could imagine being a monk here and taking time to reflect or meditate or just do whatever it is you've got to do as a monk. It does genuinely feel like a little bit of heaven. A place out of time, out of the real world. And with the sun shining, it really emphasises that sense of tranquility. I could sit here all day long, and I'm not kidding. I just want to relax. It's amazing. Okay, so here's a better view of what this place looks like. So we're standing here at the base of the church, looking that way, down the actual length of the church. And if we transpose that into real life, so the church would have run straight down there, and at the end, that's where the little chapel was with the vial of Christ's blood. So off to the right here, it doesn't actually say what that is, but you can see some remnants over there. We're going to take a little wander. But it says here, in this image, it's the lay brothers worshipping on the nave at the west end of the church. The monks' choir stalls were to the east, where they attended services 8 times a day. These areas were separated by screens. 8 services a day. I'd imagine there wouldn't be any time left to do anything else. 8 services a day, that's a lot. I'd imagine that would get quite tedious. But if your heart was in the right place and you were dedicated, then I guess it was what you did. The Cistercian lay brothers provided manual labour and acted as go-betweens with the outside world. The lay brothers, or conversi, lived in the West Range. Lay brothers were mostly illiterate and were often of lowly social status. They lived and worshipped separately from the monks and also had a different routine. Lay brothers worked in the fields and tended the livestock, allowing the Cistercian abbeys to be self-sufficient. Okay, I cannot leave this place and not stand on the high altar. Just the idea of being in the same physical space as potentially, but unproven, allegedly, a vial of Christ's blood stood here, or in this space. And the opportunity to stand in the same space.
That's pretty powerful, isn't it?
When you think about that, that is quite powerful. So I'm going to do it.
Go for it.
I'm going to do it. Presume I'm in the middle. I haven't been struck down yet. That's got to be a good sign. So, am I standing in the exact space where a vial of Christ's blood once existed in a period in our time less than 1,000 years ago?
Yeah.
That's the question on my mind right now. That's quite a profound idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when I always talk about when you go to these places, you do get a sense of connection, and you feel like you're tapping back to the past. And I mean, especially it's quite easy to do in this place as well, because it's so peaceful. You could quite imagine this place being like just monks milling around doing their thing, people tending the gardens, and so Alex was saying when he used to come here quite a lot with his youngsters, with his kids. He's got lots of fond memories here, haven't
Yeah,
he?
I have.
But he was recalling that where these two grey wooden boxes are, there were pillars, a bit like these ones here, but they were more like protruding more. But the grey boxes have been put there to protect them. And I'm thinking, well, what's the point of protecting them? Protecting them for who? You know, what? I don't understand why they would do that. Unless, I mean, they've got other ones here, although that looks like concrete.
Yeah, I think that's just been covered over.
Been concreted over. But yeah, why if they're just not on display, if they're not being seen, why would that be? I've noticed a number of boxes as well along the wall, little grey wooden boxes. They look like little seats, but they're probably protecting something again. But it's what are they protecting, and why do they have to be protected? To preserve them for posterity? For whom?
Yeah.
For future generations?
Well, when
I
you
don't
think,
know.
obviously what's exposed, the archways and what have you, which we know there's bits falling off,
Yes.
some of them. Obviously we're not protecting those, and if you covered everything in boxes, it would just be a field with boxes and a sort of a, well, underneath here there's something really
Yeah.
good to look at,
Yeah.
but we can't let you.
Yeah. But I do, apart from that, I do really enjoy national heritage sites because you can get up close and personal with everything. You know, nothing's fenced off. You can actually, obviously you can't really climb on the walls and things. That would be not advisable. But I do like the fact that we can, you know, go into the site, unlike Stonehenge, which is all like roped off. But one thing we did learn about was the grasses on the top of the wall. They're specific type of grass, and they're intended to help maintain the structures.
I didn't know that.
I read that on the way in.
Oh.
In fact, I might have mentioned it on the way in. But yeah, it's a special type of grass which keeps the caps from being eroded by the rain and everything.
Oh, okay.
So it's like an intentional thing. Ever wondered what mead is like? Come and sample the world's oldest alcoholic beverage at our tasting table. Over 18s only. You over 18, Alex?
Yep.
Free booze. Okay, well we've just been into the museum and the shop, and we just bought a couple of fridge magnets. But we decided we're gonna start wherever
Yes.
we go. We're gonna get a fridge. Actually, do you want to take your fridge magnet out there before I take it home with me? But we're gonna.
That's right, I know where you live.
But we're gonna get a fridge magnet each and start a collection on our fridges. Just why not?
There you are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you've got your 1970s photograph.
Yes.
And I've got an illustration of mine, but I can't get it out with one hand. But this is an outside part of the museum. The monastic life at Hayles came to an end on Christmas Eve 1539 when the abbey was closed by the commissioners of Henry VIII during the suppression of the monasteries shortly after the site was pillaged by locals. The looting was on such an enormous scale that a special inquiry was held in 1541 to 1542. Those plundering the abbey included servants, artisans, the gentry, even priests.
Dodgy lot.
For most, the primary motive was likely to have been profit. Right, so that was the abbey, and there's the church over there. We're going to have a quick look at the church now, which is quite literally a stone's throw away. Although that looks considerably more modern. That's a modern church, isn't it?
Still a couple of hundred years old.
I was going to say, in terms of that being like 12th, 13th century.
Well, that was dismantled at the time of Henry VIII, wasn't it? This would have been the Church of England church rather than a Catholic monastery, so this would have come afterwards.
I like the way it's leaning. You see it leaning? That end wall.
Certainly can.
It's got a real lean on it.
That's a special religious thing? No, it's not really.
I think that's a bad foundation thing. Just noticed there's quite a number of graves on the floor. These date back to 1685, and the inscriptions have been mostly worn away. This one and this one look more modern. 1762. Age 56 years. Age 23, and that was in 1810. "64 years old, 1685. So their actual bodies under here, it actually says, "Here lieth the body of," on all of them. I'm looking at that woodwork up there. Didn't see you there. You were all silhouetted out in the pulpit.
I just want to come up and have a look.
Do you want me to take your photograph?
Yes, go on then.
So there we go. That was another spectacularly fun day out.
Yeah, it was good.
I really enjoyed it, actually.
Yeah.
It was very simple. It was just such a simple thing.
That was the beauty of it, though, wasn't it?
Afternoon in the Cotswolds, have a quick look around, nice cup of coffee, and that was thoroughly enjoyable. The weather's played ball with us, which is nice. And oh, I thought it was a car coming.
Yeah, me too.
But that is it for this video. So thank you for watching. Have a great rest of the day. Do feel free to leave your comments in the notes below. And until next time, take care.